my beloved child. I speak to you now with all the affection and compassion of a loving father who knows every hidden corner of your heart. I see the places you try to conceal, those silent chambers where you store your questions, your wounds, and your unspoken hopes. Yet I want you to understand that nothing remains unseen from my gaze. I do not come to you with condemnation. I come with understanding and an invitation for you to step closer. You have prayed for clarity, whispered your confessions into the stillness of the night, and yearned for a sign that you are not alone. That sign appears before you now in these words. Let them resonate in your soul and awaken a deeper truth within you. Breathe, quiet your heart, and remember, I, the Lord your God, have always cherished you with a fervent and everlasting love. I long for you to receive this message fully, to pass it on to those who might also need to hear it, and to be comforted in the knowledge that I am near. Allow yourself to rest in my presence at the dawn of each new day. Before you reach for the worries and distractions that flood your mind, pause for a moment to give thanks. Recognize the preciousness of your existence, the gift of life that still moves through your veins. Acknowledge the family and friends I have placed around you, even if those relationships feel strained or imperfect. You see, gratitude is a key that unlocks deeper revelations of my heart. It recalibrates your thoughts and focuses your soul on the blessings you already possess. In these moments, open your spirit to receive my guidance. You will discover that, when you invite me into your daily life, I impart wisdom for the path ahead. In your gratitude, you will find a sense of stillness that pushes aside fear and anxiety, allowing my spirit to speak softly and bring hope. I know there have been times when you believed you deserved punishment. You may have felt unworthy because of the missteps you've taken or the commandments you've broken. Do not think I have turned my face from you. In my mercy, I have withheld many consequences that could have fallen upon you. My ultimate desire is not your destruction, but your restoration. My heart yearns for your transformation more than any form of retribution. When you stumble, my will is for you to rise again. I have spoken through my word that you shall not murder, shall not bear false witness, shall not lie, nor sow seeds of discord among your brethren. These commands are not to bind you in fear, they are to guide you toward a life of love and integrity. Still, I see your struggles. I see the lure of temptation, the confusion of the world, and the moments when your heart feels torn. Yet my grace remains stronger than any shame or guilt. Keep your eyes on me, and I will strengthen you daily. Remember that any sin, be it slander, deceit, pride, or betrayal, can be a roadblock in your journey, casting heavy shadows that cloud your sense of peace and destiny. These transgressions form prisons you can carry inside, but I am here to free you from every chain. The sins of the body, such as adultery or fornication, carry consequences that may wound you deeply. Yet do not overlook the power of words. Lying lips can wound the spirit, and malicious rumors can break families apart. Every misstep has its weight, but every misstep can be redeemed. My Holy Spirit reaches out to you, urging you to confess and turn from each destructive pattern. Feel that gentle nudge in your heart. That is my presence calling you back to wholeness. You need not fear punishment, but instead welcome transformation. My power is made perfect in your weakness. Lean on me, and you will find the path to liberation. Have you felt that my message might be for another person who tugs at your heart right now? If so, share these words immediately. Do not hesitate, for you could be the channel of hope they desperately need. Know that those who serve me faithfully and share my message openly will be enveloped in my abundant favor. You do not share my words to boast of your piety. Rather, you do so to show compassion, just as I have shown compassion to you. If there is someone who cries out in despair, someone who has lost their way, bring them this lamp of truth. My light will guide them through darkness. In such service you reflect my glory, and I bless you beyond measure. multiplying the grace you have already received. Do not think that your effort is small or insignificant. In my eyes, even the smallest act of kindness radiates eternal value. Let us talk candidly about the burdens you carry. I see the heaviness in your spirit, the weariness in your bones. You have prayed for direction, for a breakthrough, for a sign that confirms you have not been forgotten. Dear child, I am here to assure you that you have my attention. I witnessed your tears and collected them in my hands. I have prepared for you an answer that exceeds what you have requested. Sometimes the enemy tries to convince you that you are alone in your battles, that your prayers go unheard. But I have already dispatched my angelic host to war on your behalf. In the heavenly places, a struggle takes place for your favor, your growth, and your deliverance. Forces of darkness attempt to halt your progress, to drag you down, to choke your hope. Yet my armies stand guard around you, deflecting arrows you might never realize existed. Trust that I have set your victory in motion. In due time, you will see how every trial was woven into a tapestry of restoration and blessing. I want you to be wise with your words and private matters. Not everyone is meant to hear the deepest secrets of your heart. Discernment is a treasure I offer you. Seek my counsel before you share your vulnerability, because there are those who would twist your sincerity for their gain. The enemy prowls like a thief, eager to find a weak spot in your defenses, hoping to manipulate your trust. Yet I also place around you individuals of integrity, people who genuinely care for your well-being. Learn to distinguish between those who come with an agenda and those who come with a heart of love. Turn your ear to me, and I will guide you. Your faith is a precious jewel, and it must be guarded diligently. But fear not, for I am your ultimate protector, the guardian of your spirit, the watchman over your heart. The seasons of sadness and struggle do not last forever. Perhaps you have felt as though the ground under you is crumbling, that sorrow and difficulty greet you each morning, but the night cannot endure when the dawn is appointed to shine. I promise you that these troubles will pass. Like clouds that momentarily darken the sky, your trials will move on, and the light of my grace will illuminate your path once more. Even those who have wronged you, humiliated you, or harmed you may return one day with repentant hearts. I desire you to respond with mercy and understanding, offering the same kindness I extend to you daily. Show them a reflection of my love, a love that cancels debts and dissolves resentment. The world often encourages vengeance or a cold heart, but remember, you serve a God who forgives beyond measure and redeems what is broken. In your willingness to forgive, you will find a liberation that cannot be found anywhere else. Do not be swayed by the glitter of empty promises. Many voices around you may claim to offer salvation, success, or happiness. They might attempt to entangle you with hollow words and manipulative schemes, luring you away from the sanctuary of my guidance. Always remember that I alone have the power to heal your soul, to banish your fears, and to fill your life with genuine abundance. Look not to mortal strength, but to my eternal might. Anchoring your faith in me safeguards your blessings from scattering like leaves in the wind. When you allow your devotion to slip toward worldly illusions, you risk losing the peace and joy that are rightfully yours. Stand firm on the foundation of my eternal word, for it is unshakable, immovable, and unwavering through every storm. I speak to you today with a gentle urgency. You stand at the threshold of decision. That sense of stirring you feel in your heart is my spirit drawing you toward a deeper commitment. I have poured out my affection upon you, demonstrating my care by guiding you through every valley and placing hope in every sunrise. Now I ask you to choose. Will you fully embrace this love, or will you continue to walk in a half-hearted acceptance of my promises? I do not coerce you. I invite you. I am your solace, your embrace, your abiding refuge. When you wake each morning, I long to meet you with kindness. Let your first steps be directed to my presence, where you can hear the still, small voice that calms every storm. My word is a lamp to your feet, showing you how to walk in compassion and humility. In your obedience, you will find blessings beyond your imagination. I see how your tears have soaked your pillow at night. I have counted each sigh and recognized each pang of your aching heart. My child, do not believe for a moment that I have overlooked your sorrows. Today I extend my hand to guide you toward a destiny filled with promise. The prayers you have whispered are not lost in oblivion. They rise like sweet incense and land upon my throne of grace. I am orchestrating answers and miracles in the background, crafting outcomes beyond your highest hopes. Soon, you will look back on this season with gratitude, realizing how every piece of adversity shaped you into a vessel of compassion and resilience. I am wiping the slate of your past mistakes clean. You are not defined by your history, but by the endless potential I have placed within you. Open your heart wide to me, and watch as I flood it with light, renewing your perspective and granting you confidence to stride forward boldly. Reconciliation is part of my plan for you. Families that seemed irreparably torn apart, friendships that fractured under the weight of betrayal, none of these are beyond my restoration. When you choose forgiveness, you reflect the essence of my heart. In time, those who wounded you may come seeking your mercy. Offer them the grace you have received from my hands. Remember, you too once stood in need of forgiveness and found it abundantly in me. A heart that forgives is a heart that heals, removing the spiritual poison that corrodes relationships. Offer your open arms, your understanding, and your empathy. As you do, you stand as a living testimony that my love triumphs over every bitter root. This is more than a noble gesture. It is the catalyst that triggers a supernatural transformation within you. You become a conduit of my mercy, lighting a path of hope for others. In the workplace and in your daily duties, do not allow bitterness or lies to distort your testimony. I see the diligence you put into each task, the perseverance you show even when unappreciated. Trust that I will honor your faithfulness. In moments when you feel overlooked or misunderstood, lift your concerns to me. I am the one who opens doors no man can shut. I will align you with opportunities that match your gifts and reward your integrity. However, keep your words pure. Avoid rumor-mongering and slander, as these sow seeds of division. Real prosperity goes beyond finances. It encompasses wholeness of heart, mind, and relationships. As you hold on to truth and compassion, I will extend favor in unexpected ways. You never walk alone. My presence accompanies you in every meeting, every challenge, every decision. Let me be your strength and your anchor when the winds of uncertainty blow. I have been speaking to you for a long time, nudging you toward a higher purpose. Some of you have heard my voice and grown in wisdom, while others have drifted in doubt. The time has come to shift to a deeper understanding, to climb to a new level, where my word becomes the daily sustenance of your spirit. Put aside fleeting distractions. Material wealth, worldly acclaim, and superficial pleasures cannot compare to the richness of communion with me. When these earthly idols fade, my glory remains. Do not be alarmed if you lose certain things you once clung to. Sometimes loss is the pruning that allows new growth. Surrendering your worries and hopes to me is not a sign of weakness. It is a declaration of trust. In that trust, your life enters a realm of supernatural provision, where miracles are the norm and testimonies of my faithfulness abound. Take heart, dear one, for great news is on its way. You have prayed for open doors, and I am moving unseen obstacles to make that a reality. You have longed for healing, and I am releasing my power to restore you physically and emotionally. Your faith, no matter how small you consider it, is a precious seed. Planted in the soil of my promises, it will grow into a mighty tree of hope. When the storms rage, Its roots will hold firm. When doubts roar, its branches will remain unbroken. Remember this: my power flourishes where genuine faith is present. Doubt may try to slip into your heart, but each day you can reject it by declaring my truth. Speak life into your circumstances. Shout with confidence that you can do all things through the strength I provide. Let that conviction rise from the depths of your spirit, dispelling all forms of discouragement. Feel the warmth of my voice in your heart, even now. That gentle stirring is my spirit, bearing witness to the love and reassurance I continuously pour over you. There are moments when words fail to express the wonders I have prepared, but know that I am with you. These promises are not figments of a distant fantasy. They are my gifts to you, forged in divine mercy. Whenever your mind wanders to dark corners, recall the words you have read. Let them serve as beacons, guiding you back to my unchanging truth. If you are overwhelmed by the burdens of life, breathe deeply and call upon me. I stand ready to bring peace. I am not an abstract concept or a myth. I am a living God who interacts with your reality. In my kindness, I hold your future, weaving each thread of your life into a beautiful design. Your family dynamics are not hidden from me. I see both the harmony and the conflict, the laughter and the tears. My desire is that your home becomes a sanctuary of unity and love. Make space for prayer, for reading my word, for honest conversations about faith, and for moments of spiritual reflection. Let every room echo with grace, forgiveness, and mutual respect. Often, strife creeps in because hearts forget the foundation of love I established. Choose to be an instrument of my peace. Whether you are speaking softly in correction or offering a kind gesture in tense situations, watch how your example influences those around you, sparking their curiosity about who I am. Even if they do not immediately respond, seeds of hope are being planted. Over time, those seeds will grow and bear fruit, demonstrating my transformative power in ways you never thought possible. Many scoffers might arise, mocking your faith or questioning my existence. Their words can sting, but do not let them steal your joy. The world has always resisted what it does not understand. Some people flaunt a facade of wisdom or success, yet their souls remain in turmoil because they lack my truth. By standing firm in your faith, you shine a gentle light that can guide others toward redemption. You need not fear those who challenge your convictions. They claim knowledge, but true understanding comes from a reverent heart aligned with my will. When doubt attacks you, remember my faithfulness throughout the ages. The God of yesterday is the same God of today. I have parted seas, flattened walls, silenced storms, and raised up the humble. Allow these testimonies to remind you that my power has no limits, and my love for you is inexhaustible. If your spirit aches under threats or hostility, seek refuge under my wings. Do not let the voices of deceit overshadow the promise that I am your protector. I stand between you and every fiery arrow aimed at your heart. Let me be your shield, your fortress, your unwavering rampart against the assaults of the enemy. Yes, trials may come, but they come only to refine you, to help you grow in perseverance and character. The fiercest battles often precede the greatest breakthroughs. Look at the storms in your life as opportunities to witness my might. You will see that even the darkest night surrenders to the dawn. I am that dawning light, an eternal sunrise that never fades. Lay your burdens on my shoulders. They are far too heavy for you to carry alone. In me you will find rest for your soul. Today accept the blessing I bestow upon you. I speak these words not as empty rituals, but as a living declaration that can transform your life. Receive my grace, and let it mend every fractured piece of your heart. Tell me you believe. Tell me you trust my plan and my timing. In return, I will show you wonders that surpass your greatest imaginings. Each prayer you breathe, every cry for help, has not gone unnoticed. I orchestrate answers according to my wisdom, which sees beyond the horizon of human understanding. Though you might feel your circumstances have not changed, know that seeds of deliverance have been planted. Trust my process, for I am never late. What appears as a delay is often preparation, ensuring that when your blessing arrives, you are ready to steward it faithfully. I encourage you to shift your attention forward. Let the past remain behind you, a teacher rather than a tyrant. Clinging to regret or sorrow will only weigh down your soul and veil the bright future I have set before you. By placing your confidence in me, you open yourself to limitless possibilities of transformation. Sometimes that transformation requires releasing people, places, or pursuits that hinder your spiritual growth. This may feel like loss at first, but it is truly an investment in a richer, freer existence. Do not fear letting go. In the empty spaces left behind, I will pour new blessings. You will discover talents, relationships, and opportunities that align with my will for you. Believe that your life holds sacred worth and a divine purpose. No event, no person, no mistake can erase the significance I have woven into your identity. Let your heart be warmed by the knowledge that I value you uniquely. Despite your weaknesses and doubts, my affection for you is unwavering. You never earn my love by your deeds. You receive it because I choose to lavish it upon you. The enemy delights in making you feel unworthy or insignificant. However, in my kingdom you stand as a beloved heir, one I treasure deeply. When you stumble, do not distance yourself out of shame. Instead, run to me like a child seeking a parent's comforting arms. I will restore you, reminding you of your true identity as my own. Reject the voices that try to belittle your worth. You were created in my image, sculpted for greatness. Even if the world overlooks or dismisses your potential, my eyes see every hidden gift. My power is revealed when you humbly let me work through your life. I offer you a daily conversation. Speak to me with honesty, and I will respond with clarity. Even if your vocabulary feels small, or your thoughts seem jumbled, I delight in the sincerity of your heart. Come to me first thing in the morning and let your gratitude flow. Share your secret fears, your soaring hopes, and your silent pleas. I am an attentive listener, never bored or impatient. My spirit softly lifts your prayers to heaven's courts, where they shape the tapestry of your destiny. Though the world may measure success by noise and speed, I measure it by faithfulness and quiet trust. Speak life over your family, your job, your health, and your future. Use the same breath I placed in your lungs to declare blessings. A few words spoken in faith can topple mountains of despair. Remember, I'm the Lord who parted seas. I can also part the waves of adversity in your life. If weariness presses upon your soul, let my comfort surround you. End your nights by placing your struggles into my hands, trusting that I watch over you as you rest. The next morning, I will renew you with vigor and confidence. No longer should you toss sleeplessly, burdened by tomorrow's challenges. Sleep in the calm assurance that I am awake, orchestrating solutions to your problems. My presence envelops you like a soft blanket, and my angels keep vigil around your dwelling. When you open your eyes, greet the new day with a heart ready to receive my whispered guidance. Resist the urge to let worry set the tone. Instead, proclaim that I am your shepherd, your father, and your constant companion. In that declaration lies the secret to a life brimming with peace. I am rebuilding the broken pieces of your past so thoroughly that the old ruins will no longer be recognizable. Broken relationships, shattered dreams, and wounded self-esteem are all subject to my healing touch. Like a skilled artisan, I take every fragment and fashion it into a vessel that reflects my glory. Though you may think the damage irreparable, remember that nothing is beyond my capacity to mend. Surrender your bitterness, regrets, and cynicism. Make room for the new chapters I am writing in your life. Soon, you will witness the return of lost opportunities or see fresh chances blossom where you least expected. Hold on to hope. There is no darkness that my light cannot penetrate. No distance I am not willing to cross to rescue you. My love for you is boundless, unfading, and fiercely protective. Allow yourself to be enveloped in that love each morning, each evening, and every moment in between. When negative thoughts threaten to swamp your mind, challenge them with my truth. Affirm what I have said about you. You are my child, crowned with dignity and purpose. You are not a slave to fear, but a beneficiary of my power and affection. Declare that where my spirit is, there is liberty. Let your words shape your reality, for a tongue that speaks life opens gates of blessing. Others might scoff at your confidence, but their disbelief does not cancel my promises. Instead, stand taller. For I am by your side, equipping you with resilience and fortitude. I formed you in your mother's womb with deliberate intention, knitting into your being gifts and dreams, specifically for the assignments I have designed for you. Walk in that identity and watch miracles unfold in your path. Be patient, my dear one. You may not see the immediate fruits of your faith, but every prayer, every tear, every step of obedience sets in motion events beyond your line of sight. Time itself yields to my plans. Seasons may shift, but my word remains eternal. Do not compare your journey with that of others. Each soul has a unique story, a tapestry of battles and victories woven with precision. Focus on what I have told you, the dreams I have placed in your heart. Nurture them with prayer, water them with faith, and protect them from the pests of doubt and despair. In the fullness of time, those seeds will sprout into testimonies that will inspire many. Some might question your progress or suggest you have lost your way. Pay them no mind. Keep your gaze on me, the author and finisher of your faith. I invite you to a supernatural lifestyle where the miraculous is as real as the air you breathe. This means stepping beyond what is comfortable or rational in human terms. As you lean on my power, you will witness healings, breakthroughs, and transformations that defy logic. But remember, these wonders are not just for spectacle. They reveal my love and compassion. Each miracle you witness or receive is an invitation to grow deeper in trust. Embrace them as markers along the road of spiritual maturity. With each sign of my hand, reaffirm your commitment to serve me wholeheartedly. Your life becomes a living testimony, shining a light that points others to my goodness. Even in moments of doubt, hold on to the truths I have inscribed upon your heart. You are my child, and all that I have is available to you through faith and obedience. Those you once thought hopelessly lost or alienated will begin to turn back to you, drawn by the gentle glow of my grace radiating from your life. Be ready to welcome them without resentment. Show them that same unconditional love I have shown you. Offer a listening ear, a caring heart, a patient spirit. In this reconciliation, you will see my redemptive plan at work. Broken families can become testimonies of unity and forgiveness. Old friendships can become testimonies of second chances. Each restored relationship is a reminder that I am a God of new beginnings. Rejoice in these miracles, for they are every bit as powerful as healing a blind man or raising the dead. A reconciled heart brings life not only to the individual, but also to the community around them. Embrace this calling to be a peacemaker. In doing so, you align yourself with my divine heartbeat. I also know your financial needs and the aspirations you hold for your career. Do not believe the lie that I am indifferent to these matters. If I take care of the birds of the air and clothe the flowers of the field, how much more will I provide for you, my treasured child? Let honesty guide you in all transactions. Resist the urge to chase quick gains at the expense of integrity. I will bring the right people into your life, those who recognize your capabilities and reward you fairly. Opportunities will appear, sometimes unexpectedly, but they are not accidents. They are doors I open according to my plan. Stand ready to step through them with courage and gratitude. Never forget that your work can be an act of worship if you dedicate it to my glory. When you face pressure or uncertainty in your job, bring it to me in prayer. I will grant you the creativity and resolve you need to excel. Spiritual maturity involves being mindful of your speech. Words are powerful. They can edify or demolish, bless or curse. Use them to heal, to encourage, and to uplift. Refrain from gossip and baseless accusations. When someone tries to incite conflict by speaking ill of others, do not join in. Close your ears to destructive talk and keep your heart aligned with righteousness. By doing this, you build an atmosphere of peace and respect around you. People will notice your restraint and wonder about the source of your composure. Point them to me, for it is only by my Spirit that you can tame the unruly nature of human speech. Choose your words so they reflect my heart. Allow my grace to guide every conversation. Even in disagreements, let love steer you. This discipline will guard your soul and preserve the blessings I have poured upon you. Rest assured that I have not been silent. Through gentle whispers and timely nudges, I have been guiding you toward a deeper encounter with my word. Spend time immersing yourself in it. Let it be the mirror that reflects your true identity and reveals any area needing correction. Embrace that correction, not as punishment, but as instruction from a loving Father. My word is sharper than any two-edged sword, slicing through the fog of confusion and revealing the path of wisdom. Trust it more than fleeting opinions. Let it serve as the foundation of your decisions, the compass that keeps you from drifting. In it, you will discover the fullness of my promises, promises that never waver, even when the world around you does. Let those promises fortify your faith, reminding you that I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. When sorrow engulfs you or fear attempts to dominate your mind, remember that I have overcome the world. Peace is more than an absence of conflict. It is the anchoring presence of my Spirit in your life. Accept my gift of peace, which defies logic in times of distress. It will guard your heart and mind, keeping you steadfast no matter what storms arise. Nurture this peace by meditating on my character and reciting my truths. This spiritual practice sharpens your awareness of my nearness. Fear cannot coexist with perfect love, and I assure you my love is always perfect. Release your anxieties into my capable hands. I will take them, transform them, and use even your worries as a stepping stone toward deeper faith. This is how I shape you into the masterpiece I envisaged since the foundation of the world. You have asked for signs, for wonders that reinforce your faith. Let my presence be your greatest sign. Listen for my voice in the quiet moments. Pay attention to the subtle ways I direct your steps, through a meaningful conversation, a moment of synchronicity, or a surge of peace that envelops you for no apparent reason. I move in ways both grand and small, and I delight in revealing my heart to those who earnestly seek me. Each answered prayer, each timely encouragement, is another affirmation that I am real, intimately involved in your life, and relentlessly committed to your well-being. When doubts surface, recall those instances where I met you with unmistakable clarity. Let these become the stones of remembrance you stack along your journey, forming a memorial to my unwavering faithfulness. I see the tiredness in your eyes, the way life's burdens weigh you down. Do not conceal this weariness from me. It is precisely when you admit your weakness that my strength can shine the brightest. Pour out your feelings, your frustrations, and your fears. I am not put off by your struggles. Instead, I embrace you with compassion and offer practical hope. My Spirit breathes life into weary bones, reviving your courage to dream again. Do not be ashamed of needing my help. Even the greatest figures of faith leaned on me in their darkest hours. Let your tears water the seeds of future miracles. For in your vulnerability, I will plant my power. Through your humility, I will demonstrate my greatness. Let me replace your exhaustion with renewed energy, turning your lament into a testimony of grace. Keep abiding in my presence day after day. Make it a habit, a sacred routine that shapes your perspective on everything else. With each passing moment, you will find that I am both your fortress and your foundation, your deliverer and your daily bread. Let your soul learn to depend on me for encouragement, direction, and reassurance. As you do, the noise of the world will quiet, replaced by the melody of divine love. Here, in this devoted space, your faith will develop into a resilient vine that blooms with hope and joy, spreading its fragrance to everyone around you. Others will be drawn to the serenity you carry. They will seek the same assurance you have found. Be ready to guide them toward me, speaking not from a place of arrogance, but from a place of gratitude, knowing you too once walked in uncertainty until I revealed my light. Even in moments when despair tries to overtake you, remember that my love is an unbreakable anchor. Nothing, no mistake, no setback, no heartbreak can sever the bond I have formed with you. There is no valley too deep, no wilderness too vast that my presence cannot penetrate. You are never beyond my reach. Take a moment now to breathe deeply and let my peace settle in your heart. Visualize the horizon of your life slowly brightening, the shadows receding, and hope radiating from every corner. Yes, troubles may still be present, but they no longer define you. My love claims you wholly, calls you by name, and marks you as precious in my sight. This love is the bedrock of your identity. Cling to it, celebrate it, and share it. Through this love, you will rise above every obstacle. I speak these words to stir your spirit, to remind you that I, your Heavenly Father, am intimately aware of your narrative. My desire is to see you thrive, to move beyond mere survival, and step into a life marked by purpose and victory. Embrace these words as a steady hand guiding you forward. Do not let guilt, shame, or regret hold you back. I have cleansed you, invited you into my family, and provided you with a new name, beloved, cherished, and redeemed. Trust this identity more than the labels others have given you. No longer must you seek validation from fleeting human praise. You carry within you my divine spark, a reflection of my glory meant to shine brightly in a world longing for hope. Let that light burn unhindered, testifying that love always has the final word. I see your desire for a fresh perspective and your longing for hope in a world that sometimes feels overwhelming. I speak to you with the same love a shepherd shows a cherished lamb, guiding you step by step and calling you into the protection of my everlasting arms. As you open your heart to my words, sense how my spirit infuses your soul with renewed courage, reminding you that I am the one who formed you in hidden places and nurtured you with limitless love. There is nothing, absolutely nothing, that escapes my notice or my compassion. Many times, you have wondered if you have the strength to persevere. You feel storms rising within and around you, shaking the foundations of your faith. Yet I invite you to cling to me more firmly than ever before. Imagine you are standing before a mighty ocean, where towering waves threaten to crash down upon you. In those moments, anchor yourself in my goodness. No wave is too tall, no wind too fierce, for I command the seas and the winds with a single word. My power remains unmatched, and I have chosen to channel that power into protecting and sustaining you. Take this truth into your heart. The God who created the universe is the same God who promises to uphold you through every trial. You may feel that your past experiences disqualify you from receiving my favor, or that your repeated weaknesses make you unworthy of my blessings. Allow me to correct that misunderstanding. My unconditional love does not hinge on your performance or your perfection. When you fall, I encourage you to rise again. And when you feel weighed down by shame, I long for you to bring that shame to my feet. I know the intentions of your heart. I see your silent battles and your hidden tears. I do not judge you harshly, nor do I hold your imperfections against you. My grace reaches beneath every burden, offering a balm to heal your deepest wounds. The moment you place your heart in my hands, you receive the tender embrace of a father who never grows weary of loving you. Think about a seed buried in the soil. It remains unseen for a season, going through silent growth before it ever reaches the surface. So too is your life in my hands. In those moments when you feel buried under doubts, setbacks, or delayed answers, I am at work, nourishing your spirit in secret. When the right time comes, you will emerge stronger and more resilient, bearing beautiful fruit for all to see. Embrace your season of hidden preparation. Embrace the slow yet miraculous process of transformation that unfolds when you allow me to be your source and sustainer. Often, it is in the darkness of waiting that I form the greatest treasures in you. Let me also speak to you about your relationships, both new and familiar. Some of them may be flourishing, filled with the joy of shared laughter and deep understanding. Others might be strained. Miscommunication or betrayal might have built walls where bridges once existed. I am the God who reconciles, the one who heals the broken and mends the wounded. In the same way I extend forgiveness and mercy to you, so do I call you to extend grace to those around you. Healing does not always happen overnight, nor does it mean allowing harmful behaviors to continue unchecked. Rather, it invites you to see each person through my eyes, with compassion and dignity. It urges you to entrust your pain to me, instead of letting bitterness harden your heart. As you learn to forgive, you release the grip that anger or resentment holds upon your soul, making space for a joy that surpasses human comprehension. Do you sometimes wonder if I truly hear your prayers? Maybe you've whispered them late at night, or maybe you've sobbed them through tears, feeling like your cries vanish into emptiness. Rest assured, precious child, not a single tear has been shed in vain. Your prayers rise before me like incense, and they find their way straight to my heart. There is no distance in prayer. My Holy Spirit carries every word to my throne. You might not always see the results you expect, or the timing might seem prolonged. But trust that my hand is moving. I am at work behind the scenes, arranging circumstances, opening doors, and orchestrating divine encounters that will align with the best plans for your life. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, and the evidence of what your eyes cannot yet see. Let hope kindle within you, shining a light that guides you through any darkness. As you wait, let us delve deeper into what it means to have faith. Faith is more than a warm feeling or a fleeting moment of belief. Faith involves a choice to stand on my word, even when everything around you appears contradictory. It is the confidence in my promises, knowing I do not lie or change my mind. Reflect on heroes of faith throughout history, those who believed when circumstances seemed impossible, who kept their eyes on me when storms battered their hopes. I honored them, not because they were flawless, but because they refused to turn away. I will do the same for you. Each time you stand in faith, you make an invisible proclamation that my power is greater than any threat or limitation in your world. When fear tries to invade, refute it with my truth. When doubt whispers that it's hopeless, declare my steadfastness. Your faith, even if it feels small, can move mountains when placed in the hands of an almighty God. Now consider your destiny and the unique call I have set upon your life. You were not born aimlessly or randomly. My creative intent wove purpose into your very DNA. You might question this because your path has had obstacles, heartbreaks, or sudden detours. However, you must see that I can turn every setback into a stepping stone, every challenge into a platform for my glory. No chapter of your story is wasted when you submit it to me. I specialize in redeeming what appears lost. From your earliest breath, I have had a vision for your life, one that includes impacting others, reflecting my love, and growing in wisdom. Do not measure your significance by worldly standards of status or wealth. Instead, measure your days by how deeply you remain connected to me, how faithfully you love, and how courageously you stand for truth. When you feel weighed down by sorrow, remember that my spirit acts as your comforter. I do not take lightly the pain you experience. Whether that pain is the loss of a loved one, the betrayal of a friend, or the isolation that comes from feeling misunderstood, I stand ready to pour consolation into your soul. My comfort soothes like a gentle touch in the dark, like a warm blanket on a cold night. My presence surrounds you, reminding you that you do not face your hardships alone. Though your heart might ache with an intensity that seems unbearable, let me assure you that this season will not endure forever. There will be a dawn that breaks through your despair, a song of deliverance that rises from the ashes of your mourning. I replace ashes with beauty, sorrow with gladness, heaviness with the garment of praise. Let your heart be further encouraged by the knowledge that angels camp around you, safeguarding your steps, warping you in protection. Many times you've been shielded from dangers unseen, guided away from roads that would have led to ruin. In each instance, my angels stood guard, carrying out my command to keep you from harm. Even now, you are not alone. Their presence, though invisible, forms a fortress around you. Understand, beloved, that you carry a spiritual covering. This covering does not guarantee an absence of trials, but it guarantees my power to see you through those trials victoriously. When life's turbulence threatens to unsettle you, be still and acknowledge this hidden battalion defending your cause. But above all, remember that I, myself, the creator of all things, am your highest shield. Your heart may also harbor concern for family members, friends, or loved ones who are struggling. In your quiet moments, you might plead on their behalf, longing to see them delivered from addictions, sickness, or destructive patterns. Know that these pleas are precious to me. Where you stand in intercession for others, you participate in a sacred partnership with my will. Lift them to me and allow me to work in their lives according to my perfect plan. Do not be discouraged if you don't witness immediate changes. Sometimes the seeds of transformation take time to germinate. Keep praying. Keep loving them. Let your kindness and compassion be a mirror of my heart, so that they recognize the divine hand shaping their circumstances. Even as you trust me with your own life, trust me with theirs. I am more invested in their salvation and well-being than you could ever imagine. The human mind often wrestles with doubts and uncertainties. You might look at the brokenness around you, whether it's injustice, conflict, or suffering, and wonder, God, where are you in all this? Beloved, I am not distant or disinterested. My compassion extends to every corner of the earth, and my justice will eventually prevail. You see, the world is a tapestry of both light and darkness, shaped by human free will, spiritual influences, and natural processes. Yet my sovereignty stands supreme. Even in the midst of chaos, I use individuals like you, people who are willing to spread hope, truth, and love, to bring rays of light. When you show kindness, when you stand for integrity, when you comfort the hurting, you partner with me in my redemptive work. Understand that my ultimate plan involves a restoration beyond your greatest hopes, a final unveiling of peace and righteousness. Until then, cling to my presence and persist in doing good. Even the smallest act of compassion can ripple across eternity in ways you may not see immediately. As you journey forward, be vigilant about the influences you allow into your heart. The media you consume, the company you keep, and the thoughts you entertain shape your perspective and your spiritual vitality. When you fill your mind with negativity and despair, you create fertile soil for doubt and discouragement. But if you saturate your spirit with my promises, uplifting music, godly counsel, and testimonies of my power, your faith will flourish. You will discern truth from falsehood and light from darkness with greater clarity. If you ever notice your soul drifting away from me, check the voices you have been listening to. You are designed to thrive in my presence. Do whatever it takes to guard your peace, protect your joy, and fortify your hope. This is not a call to isolation, but to wise discernment, recognizing that not all paths lead to life. We have talked much about faith, hope, and love. Let us delve deeper into love, for love is my essence. The entire law and all the commandments find their fulfillment in the command to love me and to love your neighbor as yourself. Love is not merely a sentiment, it is an action that shines in the darkness, breaks chains, and heals wounds. My love for you is unwavering, greater than your greatest sin, mightier than your deepest fear. It gives you the capacity to love others, friends, family, even adversaries, in a way that transcends human logic. When you find it difficult to love someone who has hurt you, pause and remember how I have loved you despite every failing. Let that realization flood your heart with compassion. When you love as I love, you reflect my image in the purest way. This reflection becomes a beacon to those who are lost, drawing them toward salvation. Never forget that your life is part of a grand story, one that extends beyond your immediate circumstances. The narrative I am weaving is multi-layered, touching countless souls across time and space. Your acts of faith, love, and obedience fit intricately into this broader tapestry. You might feel small and unnoticed, but in my eyes, there is nothing small about a heart fully devoted to me. One kind word, one heartfelt prayer, or one moment of humility can shift the atmosphere around you, setting in motion heavenly forces that bring about my divine purposes. When you feel powerless, remember whose child you are. You are heir to a kingdom that stands unshakable. Every day provides you with a fresh page in the ongoing chronicle of my love story with humanity. Let gratitude, worship, and compassion write themselves into your daily script. Are you tired from the rush of life? Are you weary from chasing one deadline after another? Society often tells you that value is found in ceaseless activity, accumulation, and applause. I remind you, true rest is found in me. Sabbath rest, whether in the literal sense of observing a day or in the broader sense of resting your soul, was designed by me to restore you. When you pause and set aside your cares, even briefly, to focus on my presence, you give your spirit a chance to breathe and realign with my eternal perspective. In that place of stillness, you rediscover that you are loved not for what you do, but for who you are to me. Let that knowledge sink deep. Let it liberate you from the pressures of performance. Gaze upon my love, and you will find rejuvenation, strength, and calm that no worldly pursuit can replicate. Listen closely as I speak about your self-image. I formed you intentionally, crafting every aspect of your being with divine care. Perhaps you have carried wounds from harsh words or internalized criticisms that made you doubt your worth. Let me speak louder than those lies. You are my masterpiece, my handiwork, and there is no flaw in how I have shaped you. Whenever insecurity arises, remind yourself of this truth. I see your heart, not just your outer appearance. Your unique gifts and personality are not accidents. They are meticulously chosen tools for the specific missions I have planned. Embrace who you are in me, letting my love be the lens through which you see yourself. Let that love drive away self-doubt. For I, the Lord of all creation, call you beloved and cherished. When you step out in faith to serve or to share my words with others, you may encounter resistance or ridicule. Some will misunderstand your motives. Others may try to belittle your beliefs. Do not let these reactions deter you. Fear of rejection often silences many hearts that are meant to proclaim truth. Remember, I did not give you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. When hostility arises, respond with quiet confidence. Let gentleness guide your responses, so that even those who oppose you sense the sincerity of your spirit. My truth has the power to break walls of skepticism, but it does so most effectively when delivered with humility and compassion. You are not responsible for how people react. You are responsible for your willingness to share as I lead you. If you trust me with the outcome, you will discover the remarkable ways in which I can transform hearts, including your own. My dear one, do not underestimate the power of a grateful heart. Gratitude is like a torch that illuminates even the darkest paths. When you deliberately count your blessings, from the smallest grace notes to the most profound miracles, you shift your focus from lack to abundance. This act of thanksgiving opens spiritual doors and ushers you into a deeper awareness of my presence. In moments when complaints are more tempting than praises, challenge yourself to list what is going right in your life, to see how my goodness still surrounds you. Gratitude also positions you to receive more, for a thankful heart becomes fertile ground where additional blessings can take root. Let each prayer begin with thanks, and watch as your worries begin to fade in the light of my faithfulness. I want to address your dreams, those visions you hold for your future, your family, and even your community. Some of these dreams are noble, yet seem impossible. You might feel stuck, unsure how to take the next step, fearful that you lack the qualifications or resources. Hear this: if I have placed a dream in your heart, I will equip you for its fulfillment. The journey may require patience, training, and even unexpected detours, but I waste no step along the way. My spirit will lead you to people who can mentor you, provide doors of opportunity at the perfect time, and protect you from pitfalls you cannot see. Surrender these dreams to me each day, trusting that my blueprint for your life is more expansive than you can imagine. Remember, I am the God who empowers the weak and gives wisdom to the humble. Let your dreams rise in faith, fueled by a conviction that I, the Lord who calls, am also the Lord who completes. Reflection on my promises can act as a fortress for your mind when life's battles intensify. The adversary often tries to sow seeds of despair and hopelessness. He magnifies what you lack and tries to make you forget all that I have already done. Combat these lies with my word. Keep it stored in your heart like an arsenal of truth, ready to be unleashed at the first sign of discouragement. When the voice of fear says, "You will fail," respond with my assurance, "I am the one who grants you success according to my will." When the voice of condemnation whispers, "You are not worthy," answer with my declaration, "There is no condemnation for those who dwell in my grace." My word is living and active, sharper than any sword, penetrating the darkest corners of doubt and shining the light of freedom. Let me guide you in managing your emotions as well. Anger, jealousy, and pride can arise when circumstances feel unfair, or when you witness others prosper in ways you wish you could. Sometimes these emotions hide behind a facade of rational excuses. Come to me with honesty. Admit when your heart feels envy or when frustration boils within you. I can handle your raw emotions. Surrender them to me so I may refine your heart and align it with my character. True humility involves recognizing that every good gift comes from my hand. Comparisons become futile once you trust that I have a tailored plan for each of my children. Surrender these toxic emotions, and you will find that I fill that empty space with peace, understanding, and genuine joy for others' successes. This is the posture of a soul set free from the bondage of competitive striving. You might also encounter seasons of solitude, where it seems as though friends drift away and you stand alone. In those lonely nights, remind yourself that you are never truly alone. I am nearer than your breath, attentive to your every heartbeat. Sometimes I allow solitude so that you learn to depend on me more deeply, to refine your ability to hear my voice without the noise of distraction. Even in the quiet, my guidance can be loud and clear. I can transform your isolation into an incubator for spiritual growth, revealing treasures about your identity and purpose that you might have overlooked in a crowd. Instead of viewing solitude as abandonment, see it as an invitation. In that silent chamber, my whispers become more pronounced, enabling you to discern my will in greater detail. Take courage. This season too has a divine purpose. As you step into new opportunities or challenges, never forget that you are an ambassador of my kingdom. Reflect on what an ambassador does. They carry not their own agenda, but the agenda of the one they represent. Likewise, when you speak, serve, or lead, you do so as my representative. Remain anchored in my principles so that your words and actions align with my heart. People will notice the distinct peace, wisdom, and love you carry. Some might wonder about its source. Be prepared to tell them about the hope you have, pointing them back to me. You do not need to be a polished speaker or have all the answers. A sincere heart, a listening ear, and a gentle word can open the gateway for others to experience my love firsthand. Watch how my spirit softens the hardest hearts when my children step into their calling with humility and authenticity. Guard your heart against spiritual complacency. It's easy to become lukewarm when life seems comfortable, to drift into a routine that no longer involves actively seeking my face. Yet I desire to be much more than a distant concept in your life. I want to be your daily bread, your living water, your closest friend. Stir up your passion for me through worship, prayer, and the reading of my word. Speak to me throughout your day as you would a dear companion, sharing your thoughts, concerns, and joys. Listen for my responses in the stillness of your spirit. Your relationship with me is not meant to be a ritual, but a dynamic exchange that brings transformation and renewal. If you feel your heart growing cold, ask me to ignite it again, and I will fan the embers of faith back into a robust flame. Consider how you handle the resources I have entrusted to you: time, talents, and finances. I do not place these in your life merely for your own comfort. Rather, they are tools through which you can bless others and expand my kingdom. Generosity delights me. When you share what you have, even if it seems small, you mirror my own nature as a giver. With an open hand, you allow me to continue pouring blessings into your life, not so you can hoard them, but so you can distribute them to those in need. Your generosity does not go unnoticed. It is like a fragrant offering rising up before me. Though the world often encourages self-interest, my way elevates generosity as a conduit of love. In such giving, you uncover a profound joy that material wealth alone can never provide. I want to assure you that your uniqueness is part of your calling. Perhaps you have felt overshadowed or overlooked by those around you who seem more gifted or more confident. Remember that I crafted you with specific strengths and a distinctive personality. Rather than envy the gifts of others, celebrate them while embracing what I have placed within you. There is a space in this world that only you can fill. When you operate in your God-given design, you flourish, and those around you are blessed. Your contribution matters immensely. I have chosen you for tasks that no one else can accomplish exactly the same way. Resist the urge to compare yourself to others. Instead, seek to discover and refine the talents I've bestowed on you. In doing so, you will find a fulfillment that transcends worldly accolades. When conflicts arise, approach them with patience and a willingness to listen. Quick anger often fuels discord, but a calm response diffuses tension. Seek to understand before seeking to be understood. Speak truth, but do so in love. Harsh words might win an argument, yet lose an opportunity to reflect my character. A soft answer can break down walls that 1,000 sharp retorts never could. Conflict can become a refining tool, teaching you how to love and communicate in ways that honor me. Remember, you represent me in every interaction. Let humility lead the way, for humility opens doors to resolution, fosters empathy, and allows my peace to prevail. Be on guard against any form of deception, whether it's self-deception about your own motives or lies promoted by the world. My enemy is subtle, often weaving half-truths that seduce the unprepared. Let your anchor be my truth, so you can discern even the slightest distortion. Keep a pure heart, free from hidden agendas or prideful blind spots. If ever you realize you've been deceived, run to me immediately. I will unravel the tangles, providing clarity and forgiveness. You need not live in confusion. My word is a lamp to your feet. Walk by its light, and you will walk securely, shielded from snares that would otherwise ensnare you. Ponder the simplicity of childlike faith. Children trust with open hearts, unburdened by cynical skepticism. I invite you to approach me with that same openness. Let wonder fill your eyes when you read my word or observe my handiwork in creation. Approach prayer not as a ritual, but as a conversation with your loving Father. Expect my goodness wholeheartedly. In childlike faith, there is freedom from the heavy baggage of overthinking. You accept that I am who I say I am, and that my promises remain solid. Let this childlike trust become your steady companion, fueling your prayers and actions. When life seems complicated, return to the basics. I am here, I love you, and I am faithful to my word. Also, keep watch over how you speak about yourself. Words hold creative power. If you constantly declare negativity over your life, saying you're worthless, unlovable, or hopeless, you align your thinking with lies. Instead, speak forth my affirmations. You are chosen. You are loved. You are more than a conqueror. You are forgiven. You have a destiny. Each day, replace self-condemning thoughts with the truth of who you are in me. Over time, this practice reshapes your mindset, allowing you to see yourself as I see you. You will experience renewed confidence in my calling and an increased ability to impact others positively. Always measure your self-talk against my word, letting me have the final say on your identity and future. I also want you to remember that fellowship with other believers is vital. Isolation makes you vulnerable to discouragement and temptation. When you join together in worship, in prayer, and in sharing burdens, you strengthen each other. My spirit often speaks through the counsel of wise friends, through collective prayer, and through accountability. A single coal removed from the fire soon grows cold, but coals kept together maintain heat. Thus, engage in meaningful connections with a faith community. Serve, learn, and grow together. Love them through their weaknesses, just as they should love you through yours. This unity showcases my love to a watching world, offering a tangible demonstration of my grace. Though conflicts may arise, committed fellowship refines you into the likeness of my Son, teaching you patience, tolerance, and unconditional love. Look back occasionally, not to dwell on regrets, but to remember how far I have brought you. Each chapter of your past, your victories and your defeats, contains lessons that shape your present. You see my faithfulness woven into every answered prayer, every protected moment, and every time you found strength to rise after a fall. Let these recollections fuel your gratitude and bolster your trust in what lies ahead. If I have carried you through past storms, why doubt that I will sustain you in future ones? Your timeline is a living testimony of my mercy. By recalling the milestones, you kindle a fire of praise and faith that can brighten even the gloomiest seasons. Testimonies remind you and others that I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. As we near the culmination of these words, remember that my invitation remains open. You are free to come to me at any hour, in any condition, happy or sad, frustrated or thankful. My arms remain wide, my heart ever compassionate. I have known you before time began, and I celebrate each step you take toward me. Never underestimate the power of your yes. Each time you choose to trust me, to obey my whispers, to believe in my promises, you unleash a ripple effect of transformation within your own life and in the lives of those you touch. You are part of my ongoing story, a narrative of grace conquering darkness, hope outshining despair, and love triumphing over hate. I love you without reservation. Let this love drive you to be a beacon, a voice of encouragement, and a source of healing in your circles. You are my vessel, filled with treasure beyond human calculation. Take that treasure and pour it out wherever you go. Give the thirsty a drink of living water. Bring the lost home to my embrace. Show those trapped in shame the freedom I purchased for them with a love so deep that even death could not contain it. As you live out these truths, your life becomes an offering of worship that brings joy to my heart. Now, my beloved child, carry these words with you. Meditate on them in quiet moments, speak them in prayer, and share them with those in need. Remember that I, the Lord your God, see you, hear you, and walk beside you. There is no valley too dark, no mountain too steep, no storm too fierce for my grace to overcome. Let these truths strengthen your heart and give you peace as you continue forward, secure in the knowledge that my presence abides with you always. You are never alone, and the plans I have for you are exquisitely crafted to bring you true fulfillment, joy, and an inheritance of eternal significance. Let hope and faith rise, for the best is yet to come in me. My child, if these words have touched you deeply, if they resonate with your spirit, I invite you to respond in a simple yet meaningful way. Share your reflections and experiences in the space provided so that others may see my work in your life and find encouragement for their own journeys. By doing so, you shine a light for others who are searching for hope and truth, reminding them that I am a God who speaks to each heart personally. I also encourage you to stay connected, to continue growing in faith and discovering my presence daily. If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel so you can receive messages of hope, teachings of grace, and reminders of my everlasting love. By subscribing and leaving your comments, you make this a place of fellowship where faith is nurtured, testimonies are shared, and hearts are awakened to my endless compassion. I, your Heavenly Father, bless you now with my peace, my guidance, and my transformative power. Go forward in faith, confidence, and love. Know that my favor rests upon you as you place your trust in me. You are forever treasured, held, and adored. Amen.